Hey MSer, this is JohnnyMS and I've had MS since 2012. Today we're going to talk about my job search woes and how I'm trying to find another remote job. I currently have a job that I've been at for 2 years. It's a smaller company, less than 50 people, and it is 100% remote. The company's been struggling, and last summer I didn't have any projects and I fully expected to be let go. Luckily, they kept me around, and in Q4, things picked up. I've worked in consulting for 20 years, and the way it works in consulting is that if you're not billable, if you don't have a client and you're billing time, they aren't making money off you, right? So it is common knowledge that if you aren't billing, you are likely to get let go after a certain time. In the past consulting companies, if you're not billing for, let's say, 8 weeks, they start to think about letting you go. And this current company, I was completely shocked they kept me on. I was on without any clients to bill towards for 4 months. I'm glad they kept me, and I learned that they kept me because Q4 in consulting is usually the busiest. So they kept me until Q4, and then things picked up. So Q4 was a lot better than the summer. And hiring other good people quickly is not easy. I know that the company is having hardships right now, and there aren't enough sales coming in the door. And what's happening is that everybody in the company is looking around, and we're like, yeah, this doesn't look very good. The CFO talked to me one-on-one, and she let me know that there is a chance I will need to go part-time, and there might even be a chance that they have to furlough me. The only good thing about being furloughed is you're, I guess, laid off, but you get to keep your medical insurance. Keeping medical insurance with multiple sclerosis is so important. And I was a little nervous and worried about that. And I'm glad, worst case, if they let me go, I wouldn't get a paycheck, but at least I would have medical insurance for longer. The other thing about being furloughed is that means they are temporarily halting your employment because they hope to bring you back because it's a slow time and they need to regroup and hopefully sell more, so that they can start billing you more and then make money on you, right? That's how all consulting companies do it. The other thing about this company is that I've been with them for 2 years now, and it's going on 2.5. And I haven't gotten a pay raise. And I know I've been doing a good job. You might say above par job. So not just doing the job description, but doing more. And I haven't received a raise at all. And inflation keeps on going up, up, up. They are a small company, and I was going to help them grow. I guess that's a good thing because they didn't have any work and they still kept me around. So I guess that should tell me something. I made a big mistake by joining this company at a lower pay rate. I typically like to bet on myself, let's just say that. And I took a pay cut, I guess. I'm accustomed to a pay level, and I took $30K lower salary with this company, and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that because now that I haven't gotten a raise in 2+ years, it's just really hurting me. I have done the same thing in the past, and I have taken lower salaries, and it has usually worked out. In 3 of the last companies I was at, I took a pay cut, and in the long run, let's say after 3 to 5 years, they grew really big. Like, they started and they were maybe 15 people, and by the time I left after 8 years, it was 400 people. So things got really big. And I took a pay cut, and as they grew, my compensation grew. So with all of that said, I am starting a job search because I don't foresee the current company to do well in the long run, and I need something more stable, especially with multiple sclerosis. For now, I am still looking for a remote position. I am very fortunate that I can work from home. I have a lot of monitors and keyboards and everything at home, so I have a really good office at home. And I work in the consulting industry, and it's all video conferencing with clients all over the US and sometimes out of the country. The reason it needs to be remote is because my walking is okay right now. I can walk around the house. I can do the basics, but even walking to the mailbox is hard for me sometimes. If the Texas heat is going full blast and 105, 110 degrees outside, I find it really hard to check the mail even. Heat is my nemesis. Heat and walking is the worst. I think what's happening with this job search, I have already sent resumes for about 3 weeks, and it is very common to not hear back. No rejections, no acceptance. All I'm trying to get is an interview. The resume technically gets you in the door to hopefully get to hopefully get an interview. But the interview is where you get the job, right? All I want is a chance to get an interview so that I can prove myself. I think what's going on in the market is that COVID happened a few years ago, and most people got to work at home. And I think now people are realizing how good work-life balance is by working at home, that I think everybody is preferring to find a job at home. For someone like us with MS, it's more of a need, not just a preference. And I think everybody is trying to find remote work, and it's making it really hard for people with MS or other disabilities to find remote work. The way I'm doing it is that I'm on the typical job sites, LinkedIn or Indeed. And what it feels like, first of all, it feels like I'm in a boat without a motor and I'm just floating in the water. I'm responding to a lot of job postings with resumes, and many of them are very much in line with what I've been doing for 20 years. Some are stretches, I will admit. What I'm going to do now, just to change things up a little bit, it seems like no one ever finds a job doing cold job postings. It's just so rare. What I'm going to do is I'm going to review my LinkedIn connections, and I think I have 400 plus. And I'm going to go through every single one that I know really well. Let's say I worked with them in the past, or let's say they are college friends of mine that know me as a person. The way I'm going to filter out people in LinkedIn connections is I'm going to think back on, do I have good memories with those people? Would they respond to a LinkedIn message or an email? Would they at least refer me if I want to apply to a job in their company? I'm a good person, so I think if there is anybody that I feel comfortable emailing, I think they will speak for me, or they will at least say, he's a pretty good person. Why don't you at least give him an interview? That's all I want. I want them to at least tell the company, even if they haven't worked with me, I want them to know that I'm a good person because somebody vouched for me, and then give me the interview to at least give me a chance. It's going to take a big investment to go through 400 plus connections, but I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to go through LinkedIn. I'm going to go through Facebook. I'm going to go through Twitter, Are there people that are out there that work at companies that I can apply to that they will hopefully get me in the door? That's all I want. I'm not completely against a hybrid situation where I work at home maybe 3 days a week and then I have to go in maybe 2 days a week. I'm not completely against that. The issue becomes walking. Let's say it's a large building. Walking even from, let's say, my desk to the other side of the building, and if it's a large office space, that can be pretty hard. I currently don't use a walker or a rollator or a scooter much. I have used a scooter, but I don't use it much. There might be a time when that is going to be needed, but at the moment, it is not. The other thing about hybrid working in Texas, if it gets 105 degrees outside and it's a large parking lot and I have to walk from the car all the way inside the building, that walk, let's say it's a football field, that's really hard for me. My walking is really bad in the Texas heat. I really might have to come to terms that I'm going to require to use my scooter. That's not ideal for me. I'm very fortunate because I have multiple sclerosis and I can still work. There are many people with multiple sclerosis that can't work. There are other factors about doing hybrid because your coworkers want you to go to lunch with them, and there are so many variables when it comes to lunch. I can't even go to lunch with them most of the time if there's any sort of walking at all. These are all variables that I have to think about if I ever did have to go in the office and work. These are things that might need to happen at some point, but I'm hoping that's way in the future.